next Hidden Nature, we're going to look at some beautiful work designed by Louisa Pesel and inspired by the natural world. This is what's become known as the World War I altar cloth at Bradford Cathedral, and it was done by shell-shock soldiers during the First World War, overseen by Louisa Pesel, who did the designs.
Louisa Pesel was born in Bradford in 1870, the eldest of 5 daughters of a merchant who later became a stockbroker. She was educated at Bradford Girls' Grammar School and went on to study design at what is now the Royal College of Art in London. Louisa studied design under Lewis Foreman Day, a decorative artist, industrial designer and a significant figure in the arts and crafts movement. Her life was fairly unconventional for a woman of that time. She travelled widely and taught at the Royal Hellenic School of Needlework and Lace in Athens from 1903 to 1907. She became interested in archaeology whilst in Greece and subsequently visited Egypt and Turkey, whilst also travelling to India to visit relatives. On her travels, she collected fabrics and embroidery. She later wrote several books about the techniques she had learned and the history and symbolism of the embroideries she had come across, tracing the motifs used along the trade routes. After returning to England in 1908, she became a member of the Guild of Embroiderers, and from 1910 she was commissioned to produce pieces and to give lectures by the Victoria and Albert Museum. During the First World War, Louisa worked with Belgian refugees in Bradford, and she was also a founding member of the Bradford Khaki Club for injured and shell-shocked soldiers, pioneering the teaching of embroidery as occupational therapy. This altar frontal, known as the Khaki altar cloth, is an example of the type of work that Louisa Pesel was engaged in with the soldiers as part of their rehabilitation. The soldiers worked to her design in cross-stitch on linen and under her supervision. The beautiful floral design is inspired by her time spent in Greece and the surrounding area, and her study of Greek island patterns, themselves inspired by the colours and flowers of the natural landscape. This may only be a small link to hidden nature in Bradford Cathedral, but it is part of the work of a highly significant and influential woman. The altar frontal was originally made for the chapel at the Abram Peel Hospital in Bradford. It is now part of Bradford Cathedral's collection and was recently on loan to 2 Temple Place in London for their Unbound Visionary Women Collecting Textiles exhibition. In later life, after moving to Winchester, Louisa Pesel devoted much time to her hobby of growing irises, possibly housing the largest iris collection at that time. She won an RHS award in 1942 for her contribution to the genus and became internationally renowned for the cultivation of irises. Louisa Pesel has recently come to prominence again, this time in the literary world, where she appears as a character in the new novel by Tracy Chevalier called A Single Thread.